Hello and welcome to 7 Minutes of Inspiration with Seven. You're watching me, Latasha Guy. You're either catching me on my Facebook, YouTube, or you're catching snippets on my Instagram. As promised, I'm here with today's Friday's feature. It's called Being Exposed Too Soon. And so many know that I posted at the beginning of the week that God had allowed me to walk into a new position. Didn't say what it was, but that God had allowed me to walk into a new position and that he was still promoting even in the midst of chaos. And so I wanted to jump on for a little bit today and just share some thoughts centered around being exposed too soon. And so when I begin to look at being exposed too soon, we see it all the time, guys. We see where people are talking about, move in silence, let success make noise, many other things, all kind of memes that I see online. And so when I was first presented with the opportunity to move forth into the next level of management, one of the things that I ponder with is, God, is this something that I pray about with my friends, my family, or is this something that I keep to myself? And for a while, God had me to stay silent. He had me to stay extremely silent. He didn't have me say many things to anybody. Of course, I was talking with my husband and he was praying and believing with me. He said, babe, it's time. And I kept saying, I said, well, where I'm at, I'm not uncomfortable. I like it. I like the management staff that I work among. But he just kept saying, babe, it's time. It's time. It's time for you to move forward to that next level. And so God most recently began to deal with me in regards to a position that I had went after. And when I initially went after it, I will admit, guys, my confidence level wasn't there. I felt in my heart I could do it, but I felt like the people that maybe that were in charge of the opportunity wouldn't see that. And so I doubted myself. I instantly doubted myself. I just did not feel like it was time. And so I grew comfortable. I'm going to be honest. I grew comfortable because I knew my job. I loved my staff. I loved what I did. There was no complaints. And so I said, why now? Why is it time to grow now? There are times I've been ready to grow. And God, you said not now. And God said for one reason, because if I would expose you then, it could have literally taken you out. You weren't ready. And that hurts sometimes when we find out that we're just not ready for opportunities that we think that we're ready for. And so, again, guys, when I tell you God is promoting even in times of uncertainty, this blew my mind. I began to interview before the world even got into the position of being on shelter and stay. Some call it lockdown, some call it punishment. But I began to interview for the position before this even took place. And so when things began to unfold, the intensity of the media began to increase each day. I said, well, you know what, God? There's a lot going on right now. There's a lot going on. So I'm pretty sure I won't hear anything back right now. So I'm just going to sit tight. When I tell you the conditions, God was not worried about. He sped it along. And so he began to set it up and just show me just what he can do. For many of you guys know, in 2019, I began my vlogs. I began to manifest certain things. I began to tell others that I was here to encourage you for those seasons that you may be going through that are trying. Just even talking to you about things that I was going through at that time. Each subject that I began to speak on, trust me, I had dealt with it or I was dealing with it in that moment. And so I just thank God because he just came through. When I tell you guys that God is mentioning your name in rooms that you have not even began to enter, trust and believe that. So one of the big things that I speak about is walking in integrity. Walk in integrity because you never know who's watching. Even when you're doing when I would say you're doing an amazing job and you feel like no one's taking notice of that, God is beginning to speak into the ears and tell the people that need to know and begin to touch the hearts of the people that need to know, that can open up those doors, that can say, hey, why not her? Why can't she do it? Why can't she walk in this mission? And so I just thank God. I most recently went from being a supervisor with the company that I was with to going to a manager level where I'm now managing leaders. Guys, I need y'all to understand, I came to this job on the phone. I came to this job on the phone, and I'm going to be honest, with a little bit of arrogance that I had degrees. I had been on the phone with several jobs I've been with. So why was I starting all back over? But again, God had a plan. I spent very minimal time in that phone world before God touched somebody's heart to put me on a radar to do this. And then he touched somebody else's heart to open up this door. And then he touched someone else's heart to bring me back to this area. And again, he has touched someone else's heart to expose me to another opportunity. I trust and believe in the fact that God just didn't expose me at certain times when I was ready to be exposed because he knew that I wasn't ready. I need you guys to understand that even in a season of chaos, even in a season of not knowing even what tomorrow holds, God does. He knows what he's doing. He has your life in his hands. You just have to trust him. We have to make sure we're speaking the things out of our mouth that we want to happen. I began to manifest very heavily on last year, that my family would not live in lack, that we would have everything that we need. We may not have everything we want, but we would definitely have everything we need. And I'm telling you, he has been faithful to making sure that he has not let down on that promise for me and my household. And so I'm just grateful. I want to encourage somebody that if you're going through, if you find that your spirits are down, God can do it. He can give you peace in the middle of a storm. He can give you where you're beginning to doubt. He can build up your confidence. He can begin to put your name on the minds of those that can open up doors like never before by just giving you an opportunity to speak on what you've done, and the things that you've accomplished in your past, to be able to open up those doors. And so I'm just extremely grateful. I'm grateful on today. Today's April 2nd. I'm grateful. I'm not giving up on those plans that I have for my future. My goal is to strategize, to maximize the moment that we're in. There is not one dull moment I've had in this downtime, whether it's running out for essential needs or sitting here just finding something that I said I was going to do and I hadn't done, and I'm finally doing it. We are being given time to catch up with the moment. We're being given time to strategize so that we know that our vision is plain. We know where we're going. We know the tools that we need to get there, and that we're beginning to manifest out of our mouth how we are planning to do so. Trusting the Creator will get us there through the purpose and plans that He's designated over our life. And so it's just been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. This past week has really, really just open my eyes up. It's opened my eyes up that there is not much that you can't do with God's help. With God's help, and you begin to pray the prayer for him to make you efficient in those things maybe that you're not so efficient in, for God to provide an understanding of those things that are not so clear, he will do just that. I thank God for all the people that have supported me throughout my ventures. I was just telling one of my girlfriends, we just share so much with each other, that I feel like, friend, I've been left behind. I said, I feel like I've been left behind because many have came and gone, and God still has me here. And one of her things she would always say to me is, God has a plan for you, and that's why he still has you there. And I just thank God that I trusted and I believed it, and I seek good mentorship, that I seek good advice. She was never one of those friends that I had that pressured me to know everything that was going on. We would just catch up from time to time. And so I cannot express it enough. If God is getting ready to do something in your life and there's some secrets that he's revealed to you, keep them. No one is worth sharing them with. God will show you the people to share them with in time. Everybody's not happy for you. Everybody's not going to be happy for you, but you got to walk in your truth so that you can tell your testimony to those ones that you are able to inspire. You won't be able to inspire everyone. Don't count on it. Don't count on it. You only count on disappointment if you do that. And so I just thank God I had to get on and share my testimony because I felt like somebody needed to be encouraged. God is still blessing in the midst of chaos. He is still promoting in seasons of uncertainty. God is still doing an increase. He is still pouring out blessings that, you don't even have room enough to receive. I know as we end the week, a lot of us are going to begin to grumble. It's the weekend. There's nothing to do. There's nowhere to go. Strategize to maximize the moment. Strategize. Because a lot of us, we weren't really people that went places all the time anyway. We were used to gathering. But I know a lot of people that are in my age group, we go to work and we go home. We raise our families. We get with our loved ones and we sit down. And so God is he's calling us into a season where we're really going to have to get intimate with him. We're going to have to trust him with a lot of the goals and plans that we've given to him, that we've desired over our life, and trust that he will do it by speaking those things daily that you want to be done. And so it's been a pleasure to speak with you on today. I leave you with this always. Refuse to live less than your best, because that's what you've been called. And guess what? You're amazing. Don't forget to click that bell on YouTube. Subscribe so that you can be updated of new videos. Have a great rest of your week.